What is up, everybody? We are back at Universal Orlando. Halloween Horror Nights. It's just around the corner and spooky things are happening. They're playing the Beetlejuice music right now, so it's kind of fitting. Let's get into the park and check out all the Horror Nights construction that has started. I have no clue what it looks like, so let's get inside and check out this construction. Well, looks like the last time I said this was going to be done was kind of a lie. They've now extended, the gates are open, but they're still working on this. Hopefully it'll be done by Horror Nights because they kind of need both areas to be open for Horror Nights, or else it would be crazy, but progress is still going on this. Now, what I initially told you guys about this particular horde, I learned a few more details, but we'll talk about that a little later in the video. There's a few things I have heard about that. Could be very interesting. Continuing our way down Hollywood Boulevard, we have the Vamp Scare Zone, or at least speculated the Vamp Scare Zone right now. Not too much is here, just a little bit of lighting structures. Nothing much. I'm sure most of this is going to be like rollout pieces that get rolled out after the park is closed, you know, but that's really much it for Hollywood. Now, a big question on everybody's mind is the Horror Nights Tribute Store going to be here, or is it going to be in New York? Because, well, this whole area being the tribute store and then having a scare zone here, it could be crowded. But then again, this Jurassic Park tribute store showed us that they could do really good things if they have a good design in the inside. So we'll have to wait and see if this is going to be a tribute store or it's going to be in New York. Work continues on Mel's Diner. Last time I heard, this is a lengthy refurbishment, so this is going to be closed for quite some time. It'll probably be after Horror Nights when we see this open up again, sadly. Hopefully they're doing a lot of good renovations inside, but yeah, we'll give it a shot once it opens back up to see if it's good. And now we head to Central Park location, which is supposed to be jungle is the code word so far when you're watching this. Some stuff has been put up, but I'm really going to be interested to see what real good props they have for this. So we have a nice lighting structure. Not quite getting the jungle vibe so far, but I do like how they have this lighting structure going throughout, which I assume they're going to have lights dangling. And we have this weird structure, which is like a walk-through path thing here. I don't know quite sure how to take this one, but it's interesting nonetheless. So as you can see up there, the lighting keeps continuing throughout the zone area. And then there's this weird structure. They have this obviously blocked off. No saying of what this could be. Something dangling from this. Very interesting to see what this is going to be. If you have any guesses, leave it down in the comments section. I'm thinking something's going to be dangling. It would be cool to see a bungee scare, but I don't think that would happen here at Horror Nights. And the greatest discovery of all in the zones, this hat. It's a clue. And the string of lights keeps continuing throughout the zone. Obviously not much props have been set out here, but obviously that's to come within the weeks. They're working on Scare Zone productions like every single day of every single week all the way up to Horror Nights. So more and more is going to pop up and pop up. And weird, right next to Transformers is another lighting structure. Don't quite know if this is just projections on the building or if this is for a chainsaw horde over here in this area. And here's an inside tip for everybody that brings their own water bottle and you're looking to get ice and water, there's sort of a hidden freestyle machine over here that not too many people really know about. Yeah. So right here in the New York area, there is this booth over here, a food booth, and this one actually has freestyle machines right hidden almost over here. You can't see them from the main walkway. But yeah, they're over here. Not too many people are always over here, as opposed to the more popular ones, like the one over in front of the Music Bowl over there. That one's always busy. So right here in New York, which is rumored to be the horoscope scare zone, based upon the one in Beijing, I believe. But this looks really cool. It's a massive stage. Obviously they're gonna do a stage show here, but this looks really, really tight, confined over here. As you can see, the walkway between the other structure and then you have this structure right here. So not too much of a walkway. And I assume they're gonna have somebody up here on top. There's some really good lighting for this stage show. So this is gonna be something definitely to check out. What if the Vamp scare zone is actually over here as opposed to Hollywood? That would be kind of a throw off for everybody, but we'll have to see once everything is announced. And I almost missed this lighting truss, whatever y'all call these things, right in front of Fear Factor. I'm sure this is to project probably something on top of that building or over on top of Fast and Furious. What I find really interesting is that this actually extends far out of San Francisco, all the way out to almost the entrance of Richter's. So I'm assuming the scare zone will start right about here, and then it's going to continue all the way down. So in the rumored Krampus scare zone, you have another weird structure. Not quite sure what they're going to hang up there, but it is kind of weird. There's no lighting on it, but it is definitely for hanging something. For this zone area, you have 3 lighting trusses, which are pretty big. 3 to 4 of them that are really, really massive. So work has finally started on this San Francisco food booth. Not sure what type of food they're going to bring to it, but it is now under construction. And they're looking to make this the premier bar area, which is right on the other side of Lombards. And they have all of these little trusses, which I'm sure are either going to be moved or built into something. But it is interesting that this whole area is probably going to be like the premier hotspot for the bar area, because they have a lot of interesting structures going on back here. So as you can see over here, this looks like it's going to be for maybe a bar area or a stage or something. Not quite sure if that's a safety issue. And then there's another sort of bar area being worked on over here. It looks like maybe there's some added structures over there, or that could be for a new nighttime show, or maybe it's for horror nights. You never know quite until the event starts what's for what. And soon to be put up here is their Nightmare Fuel is going to take place in this location. Question is anybody going to want to see the show if it is as hot as it is now for Halloween Horror Nights? I know I won't definitely be watching the show and sweating. All right, Horror Nights, you're finally starting to listen, because at least you pushed back the walls in front of the Simpsons ride, so it is a little bit more walking room. Thank God you listened to us. All right, thank you. And since we have a lighting structure over here in front of, I don't even know what to call this area, right? Almost in front of Kid Zone, makes me think that maybe the Megan Horde's going to be in this particular area, because maybe they can't do Simpsons anymore. Because why else would they have this over here? But then again, you're supposed to have food booths along here, so you can't have a scare zone and food booths going on. And right on top of SpongeBob, there's actually external lighting for this particular area. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be used for Horror Nights. Maybe a scare zone in this particular area? Maybe? Also, work has begun on DreamWorks. If you did not know, that is what this area is now going to be themed as DreamWorks. There's a big structure back here that they're building on, and that's about all we can really see from the guest standpoint. So most notably new in here is they actually took out the mummy section that was here beforehand. It's now gone and replaced with another mummy, just not the mummy. And they changed this main layout of the store. So now they have this big gigantic tomb section, where this used to be a little bit different than what it used to be. They've actually moved the mummy over to the center. It definitely has an open, a little bit more of an open pathway than what it was before, with this structure being in this spot. So now it's a little bit more open. And this is how I know it's time to actually leave the parks instead of staying. So Hortonite's construction has started here. They started to remove everything out of the main plaza to start with their barricade line to go all the way to the back houses. But yeah, that is the progress of this. I sure would hate to wait in that line in this weather right now, because it's like hot as hell right now. So yes, while we won't have a scare zone over here anymore, at least for the time being, this Horde will have some dressing, some lighting, some stuff over here. I can't go into great details, but you might see a few added things. And obviously over here, we have our first light, whatever structures, trussels, I don't know what you guys call these things, right here in front of these stores. So as you can see, these lights are pointed more so in the direction of this way, leaving me to think the Horde is going to possibly be all around this area, because it doesn't impact with Despicable Me and the Minions area. Because we'll be back out here checking out more construction. Check out this video about the HHN spec map, and let's see if anything lines up with what we saw today. All right guys, see you in another video very, very soon.